Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Girls Make Beats podcast.
Woo! I'm Sparkle.
I'm MAK10 and
And
we are your today's hosts.
yeah, for the Girls Make Beats podcast. And today we have a very, very special guest. And she's so iconic. And she's made history as the first female producer to debut at #1 on the Billboard charts. So let's give a round of applause, a warm round of applause. There we go. To Miss Malibu Babie.
Yay!
How you doing today?
I'm so good. I'm here with you guys. It literally couldn't be better.
Okay,
Yes.
let's go. So I want to give you a chance to introduce yourself to the viewers and tell them a little bit more about yourself and what you do before we dive into all the questions and get
Yes.
all the good stuff out of you. So go ahead.
Amazing. Well, hi, everyone who's listening or watching. My name is Malibu Babie. Friends call me Lo, and I am a music artist and music producer. Before I did this, I was going to go be a lawyer and was a first generation college student, all set to go to law school. And I pivoted and fell into the entertainment industry. And it's been so magical and so incredible. And I just want to create music that makes people feel confident and joyful. And that's really my whole mission in life.
As one does. As
Ah,
one does.
Wait, I didn't know that you went or were going to college for law because I want to be an entertainment lawyer. So
Same.
oh, well, okay, we can chat so much about things. But
absolutely. So
yeah,
that
no,
actually
that was my
sparks a good
life
question.
path. Originally, I had a very different idea of what my life would be.
Wow. Was there any
Yeah.
what specific path of law were you going to go into? That just started a whole other
Exactly.
conversation.
Well, well, this is good though, because I feel like there's a lot of creative people who end up pivoting. So I grew up a competitive dancer, competitive
Okay, yes.
Same
pianist,
here.
For
but
real.
my neither of my parents went to college. So it was a very big deal that me and my sister got an education, did something with our brains or our talents. And so I got a full ride scholarship to go to a school called Vanderbilt, which was in Nashville, Tennessee. And I was going to go into like political science, environmental law. So my vision for myself was I was going to be working at the UN, helping like underprivileged children or something in the environment. And it
Wow.
was my junior year of college. For fun, I took a songwriting course, and my professor happened to be a signed songwriter. And so the first class, you perform a song. She pulls me aside and goes, "Hey, I know you have this whole plan, but can I mentor you and get you an internship and just see what this whole music thing's all about?" So I go and I'm the front desk girl at this music publishing company and I totally fall in love with it. I think producers are I think they're wizards, literally
Yeah.
the coolest
Yes.
people ever. And before I know it, I'm completely in love with this industry and I want to do it so bad. So I graduated, I got my diploma, and I always joke, I'm like, in one hand, I practically just like had a publishing deal offer, or I could go to law school. And I was like, you know what? Let me try out this path and just see what happens. And so, yeah, that's
And
kind
it
of
took you
how.
here.
But
Wow.
if I hadn't gone to school to be a lawyer, I don't know that I would have ended up doing music. So
Wow.
life kind of has a way of pointing you in the right direction.
It really
Yeah.
does. Oh my
Yeah.
It's
gosh.
crazy because the other day I actually just saw a quote, and I don't want to take too much time to hog away from you
No,
talking,
you're
Queen, but
good.
I saw this quote the other day, and it was like, I forgot the exact quote, so I'm gonna like paraphrase it, but it was like one's journey, like you basically like take the different road to find the true road that you're supposed to lead on.
Oh, yeah. The
And
universe will give you hints and push you in direction. And that's why I'm always like, you really can't mess up because as long as you follow your gut, you're gonna end up in the right place. I really believe that.
Yes.
exactly,
A million
firmly
different
believe.
side quests to get to the end game.
Exactly. There
Hey.
we go.
Okay, so since you wanted to be a lawyer, that is also a male-dominated field.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, what was it like trying to study and become a lawyer while you're also over here in a male-dominated field right now? So, like your whole life in school, you were just
Male
studying and
dominated
Oh
all
my
around.
gosh.
yeah, and just being around a bunch of males, like thinking that they're better than you, basically. How was that?
That's unfortunately planet Earth. I feel like low key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I feel like when I was at Vanderbilt, it was easier because I think academically, you can always point to a test score or a numerical value that could assign value to how well you did. So if you're doing great, nobody can really argue with that. And so there actually were a lot of girls, it was pretty 50-50 in my classes. So I didn't feel it as much as when I went into music, because music is so abstract, it's so subjective, and there's not really like, even when you're producing a song, it's not like your song gets a grade. Like, yeah, sure, it might perform a certain level in the public eye, but you can't really point to it and in the same way. And even if you do, even if you get a number one, which I've, been fortunate enough to be there, but even when you get there, you still will find that people will doubt, oh, well, what did she really contribute, or what did she do? And so it's the same, but it's kind of different. And I'm sure if I had gone further along into the law career, I could probably speak more to that. But luckily, Vanderbilt honestly was a great school. And like I said, I was pretty good academically. So I could always point to be like, I'm top of the class. So you
There we
can't argue
go.
with
Yes.
that.
Right.
We gotta love bragging for our education.
Right. Well,
Yes.
speaking of,
Yeah.
like feeling like you have to like work harder in such a male-dominated industry, that's
Yeah.
actually like a perfect segue into the question that I wanted to ask, because
The word
I was gonna
segue.
ask, what advice would you give to, young women, and now we're opening it up for law as well, but for law and music, like what advice would you give them for the girls that feel like they have to work like twice or triple as much as the norm to be taken seriously in such a male dominated space?
Oh my gosh. I have been thinking about this so much because I think I'm like, what is the best advice to give? And I think there's a couple of answers. Number one sounds super cheesy, but I truly think is so important. And it's literally believe in yourself. And I know that that sounds so cliche, but I think it's vitally important that you build up in yourself an indestructible sense of self confidence and self esteem that is unshakable. Like,
Hmm.
I need every young girl who has a dream to feed herself and make sure she is so stable in her self-worth that no matter what situation you get into, nothing can shake that foundation. That's something I worked really hard at. And you can tell the difference because life, whether you're doing law or doing music, life is going to throw you some crazy circumstances. But if you can come back to yourself and knowing that, like, it doesn't matter what they say, it doesn't matter what was posted online, if you can find something to anchor you, that is one thing I think will be so valuable. And it's underrated, but I swear to God, you need it.
Yeah.
The other piece would be as far as having to work harder. Unfortunately, I think that is kind of the truth. So my advice here would be to just, I'm like, I can't curse. Okay, I'm not going to curse. Know your stuff. Know your
Yes.
stuff and just be undeniably good at it. So if there's an area in production you want to get better, make sure that you are prepared if you go into a session and you're working in a different genre. Have the knowledge of it beforehand. Know what chord progressions are cool. Like, study your craft and be really great at your craft. And if you're going to engineer vocals, be up on the best vocal techniques and just study every day, because I think if you walk into a room, people can make whatever assumption they make about you, but if you are good at what you do, that will carry you to a place of respect. And so you can't really argue with results. So unfortunately, you do have to work harder. I wish I could take that away, but you know what? It's great because you're just going to be better for it. You're going to know more
Yeah.
and you're going to be better.
It tough
Yeah.
you
It's a win
up.
for you too. It
There we
Yes.
is.
go. 100%. No, and that kind of takes me back to something that my parents always say all the time, which is you're always a student, never stop learning. That's what Miss Tiffany
Yeah,
says
you
to
can
us
never
as
stop
well.
learning.
You can never stop learning, but my parents always say stay ready so you never have to get ready.
Exactly.
Yes, I think that's important. And I also think it's really important to guard against bitterness because I do, like, the further you get along into any career, like, you're going to meet other people who feel like, oh, this happened to me and it wasn't fair. Or I worked so hard and I wasn't recognized the way that I wanted to be recognized. and it sucks and it hurts. But the moment you get jaded or bitter, they win. And all you do is start dimming your own light because you're carrying around this like chip on your shoulder. That's not fair. But I'm like, the universe has got you. You just keep doing your thing and you just don't get bitter, just get better and keep going. So I'm like, you just gotta guard yourself and just stay focused.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're low-key going back, like back to back off of each other, because my question is kind of like you were bringing up how like these are some things that you would tell younger girls that like to help them if they're going into the music industry, right? But what was that moment when you realized, oh, I need to get tougher and understand this for myself? What was that moment that you were like, okay, I know this now, and I have to go in here and put on this brave face because like they have to learn to respect me as a woman in a male dominated field.
Oh my gosh. And honestly, I will say to this day, there will still be sessions when I come home and I'm like, oh man, I don't know if they respected me as a woman, or I'll pick up on microaggressions in the studio. And my approach to it may not work for everyone. My approach to it was I went back and forth in the beginning of being really feminine and really soft, which is who I naturally am. I'm very genuine. I love pink. I am very girly. But I was worried that that was maybe, oh, is that why they're not taking me as seriously? And I made a decision early on to never compromise my femininity. And that's why I chose the persona Malibu Babie, because people would be like, oh, you look like Barbie. And I was like, Barbie is the representation of like whatever, this doll, this American woman. And I was like, I want to like, I look like that, but I want to like lean into the irony of that and be like, but I'm not her. I'm like, I think outside the box. I do things outside the box. So I chose just to stay true to what I looked like. And then the moment that I realized that I needed to put on a brave face was probably when I first moved to LA and I started doing production sessions. And I was definitely the only girl in these very hip hop rooms. And I was kind of freaked out, but my background as a dancer had taught me like you never show weakness, even if you're so scared you don't know the choreography, you're not feeling confident. I feel like that background trained me to be able to like snap into a character. Luckily from there, the musicianship can just kind of take over because like we said, you stay ready. Like once it becomes about the music, I was always able to just lock in and really connect with everyone in the studio over our shared passion. And that was cool. And then I think it was cool because I could see people's perceptions of girls changing through that, which was very interesting. But yeah, I think when I first moved to LA, there were definitely a couple times where I had to take some deep breaths before walking into things, or even going to the bathroom in the middle of a session and like giving myself a quick pep talk. And, especially I think whether you're male or female, when you're working with people who are better than you, which was something I advised to do, I'm like, always be the worst person in the room, be the least experienced, like, the worst, because that means you're surrounding yourself with people who are legends and so talented and you're just going to get better faster. But that requires being constantly out of your comfort zone, which was a decision I made because at the end of the day I was like, I value growth over being comfortable. But man, I'm to this day I'll still sometimes get a little imposter syndrome, that doesn't go away. You just learn how to move through it and be brave.
Wow. You're giving such great answers.
I love that quote. Like value growth over comfort.
Yeah. And that's something that my mom always says to me too. So it's so weird, like hearing it like outside of people who are in my house. Cause it's so different when you're hearing things from your mom and it's just like, oh, okay, mom.
Okay.
But hearing it from an icon, I'm taking that.
No, I believe in it so much. And honestly, I think that we all just have to get uncomfortable being uncomfortable. And a lot of times I think when we're uncomfortable, some people will rush to be like, oh, I feel anxious about this. I'm not ready. I shouldn't go. I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't try it. And I've trained my brain to be like, oh, cool. This is a chance for me to expand. And I'm I'm on the right path because I feel totally freaked out right now.
Right.
That, for the most part, unless it's like unsafe, you're just growing and learning. And that's so cool. And the musicians who win, by the way, at any age, people like Quincy Jones was a big
Yes.
advocate of this. And like that was who I got that from. But he was always learning and always stretching and pushing and like, how can I just be uncomfortable? I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that too. You know what? You're so inspirational. Like
I know, and it's so crazy because it's like one question is just sparking like a million different questions that I have.
You're answering 5 questions at a time for me right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, and it's so funny that you bring up Quincy Jones because I just started reading his book as well.
Which
I don't know
one?
if you've read it. Have you read it?
Which one?
The 12 Notes on Life.
I've read it. So I read it in an entire morning last week, and I'm reading it again.
No way. I literally just started it earlier this morning before school. So it's in my bag in the car right now.
So great. I've told literally probably 10 of my friends, I was like, you need to read this book because it has life gems, but it also has great gems for musicians.
Yes.
And I mean, I think he wrote it when he was 88.
Yeah.
That's serious wisdom. And I'm saying, like, I wish I could hang out with more elderly people because they know, they know
everything.
They have the best stories too. And they just tell you the truth on everything because there's nothing to hide.
There's nothing to hide. There's so much that we can learn. Like,
yes.
You learn something new every day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Legend. He's one of my biggest inspirations for sure. Actually, that book that's on the piano is a book he mentions in that book.
No way.
It's a crazy Russian theory book. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm still figuring it out.
Yes,
keep me posted. That actually leads like perfectly into the question that I wanted to ask you. I was going to ask, do you think that it's more important for artists to learn like their music theory and just know everything about music theory, or just to go with their gut and really trust like their own instincts when it comes to production? Because I'm a big perfectionist and a big overthinker, but I'm also like a big I'll play it by ear type of person. So I haven't started diving deep into the music theory because I feel like that just stresses me out because I'm like, it's just so much. So what do you think about that?
Okay, you're gonna love this Quincy book because he has a whole chapter on this. I do follow his thinking on this, which is that music is a blend of soul and science. So I think, honestly, off the bat, if I had to pick a lane, I'm going to probably pick the soul lane, which would be trusting your instincts, going with your gut. You know, there's sometimes in the studio stuff just happens, or you just play stuff, you can't plan it. I'm always like, leave room for, you know, whatever you want to call it, spirit, source, energy, inspiration to walk into the room, because most of my cool tracks have been accidents that were sparked by, I don't know. And it's not something I'm consciously thinking about or planning. But at the same time, the more that you understand music and you understand the history of like, there's 12 notes in a scale, what has everyone else done with these 12 notes? And like, for example, I recently went to Korea. A different way of producing over there, right? K-pop can be very different than American hip hop.
Yeah.
That they want these big musical transitions. Pre-chorus is different than verse, and a big bridge that elevates you and lifts you somewhere else. Knowing music theory will help you if you're in a session and you're like, I need this to lift. What are some chord progressions that I can hit in this 30 seconds I have while they're talking in a different language, staring at me over my shoulder, and it's high pressure and I'm maybe not feeling my like soul energy come in? Do I have some tricks up my sleeve that I know that this is going to feel good every time? That will only elevate you. So I think if you've already got that intuitive thing going, great, you're a musician. Like that's, you're a musician, you're creating. But music theory is going to elevate you to be a master of your craft. But I don't think you need to go like crazy beyond. For me, I'm just dipping into things that give me inspiration or help me to elevate what I'm working on now. So if I'm doing a lot of R&B, I'm like, let me learn some jazz chords or gospel chords that I haven't played before? Like, why does this Michael Jackson song feel so good when this bridge comes? What chords are they doing here?
I
We
was
were
just
just-
listening to
oh my
Michael
gosh.
Jackson instrumentals before this podcast and literally telling
see.
Mackenzie, I was literally telling her, I was like, I need to make a beat like this. Like, what are the chords? I need to hear the bass. I need to hear the drums. That's insane.
That is, well, we're just
my
in
gosh.
alignment, but it's
Same wavelength.
no, literally the other day I sat down. I probably have my sticky notes. So I'll grab like a pen and a paper and I'll be like, let me sit at the piano and figure out what's going on. And I'll be like, this is the chord progression. And I'll just play it. And then you'll start to recognize, okay, over time, like in this genre, they tend to do this. And really, I got that from another one of my peers. They're like, the best way is just study your favorite 5 songs that you can't really explain it, but you just feel freaking great when you listen to them. What is every element in that song? Like deep listen to it with your headphones and like study it like a scientist, and you're gonna get way better at producing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a note I'm taking with me because I was literally just telling MAK10, I need to produce, I need to produce, I need to produce because
Oh my gosh,
I'm trying to get an album done.
Yes.
girl, do it. You know how
Yes.
I learned how to produce?
Please tell me.
So I went online and I downloaded stems from Max Martin, like Dr. Luke stems, any song that was a hit in like the last 15 years that I liked. I downloaded the stems, I loaded them into Logic, which is what I was in at the time. And
Yes.
I would deep listen and be like, oh, okay, cool. So in the verse, it's the chords, there's an EQ filter, and there's one snare. And then in the pre, they're bringing the kick back in and adding a high level of percussion. And then in the chorus, it's building up. And now there's 3 layers of synths and a sub, and the drums are full out. And you start to just figure out tricks. So then I would build a beat and I wouldn't do the same like chords or melodies, but I would do the same formula. And that's
same
when
tricks.
I first started producing. That's how I learned. Or do it with hip hop beats, whatever genre you want to do. Like you'll just study it and then just start emulating not the music necessarily, but I mean you can reinvent it, but the formula, and that's literally how I learned to produce. Just
That's
Wow.
so smart.
Right, that's
Like I never
genius.
thought about doing something like that. to,
Yeah.
Like focus and study actual like producing like that.
Yeah.
No, okay.
so much easier than like I used to make it an assignment for myself, and I had another girlfriend where once a week we would get together on Fridays and we would pick like, okay, what is the beat or the song that came out recently we're so obsessed with? Let's study the formula and let's copy it and let's make a beat in 2 hours, not overthink it. Let's just make it to learn. And then a lot of times those beats were great.
Huh.
You know what?
We might have to do that to him.
We might have to do that today.
Yes,
Yes,
put us on to something.
we really did.
We're
We
getting
might have to
all
make it a
knowledge right
ritual.
now.
We
What?
might have to make it a ritual. We
Mm.
might.
There
It'll
we
be
go.
ritual.
There we go.
No, but you're really, when I said you were answering every single question that I have back to back, it's so true. So you're like leading into my next question.
Okay.
Was there any songs that like when you get into the studio, you press a key and it just instantly clicks in your mind? This right here is going to be the song. Like this, like without trying again. You do one thing and it's like, this is the perfect bass. This is the perfect keys. This is the perfect drums. Like, I know this is going to be a hit song right here. Like, was there ever a time like that?
So I definitely will have my spooky little feelings. But so I'll say I've had a mix of both things. So I'll give you 2 examples. So the day
Yes.
we made Super Freaky Girl.
Yes.
I'm not saying that like everything we did instantly was perfect, because we did, I think we all like in the room had a feeling about it. So we were very deliberate on the arrangement and very meticulous and went back and forth a little bit on, is this the right bass line? Does everything give and take just like simply enough for the idea? But at the end of that day, I never really take pictures of a session like if I'm not in the photo. Or I remember I stood at the back of the studio and I took a photo of everyone, and I still have it in my phone because I was like, I just know. That was the first time. And so here's another example though for you, because sometimes you know, sometimes you don't. The day we made her was one of the quickest. Her was one of 4 ideas in like a 5-hour session. It was a Hail Mary idea, did it the last beat of the session, accidentally pulled up that bass line, did not mean to, threw drums on it really quick, didn't think about it, boom, done in probably 15 minutes.
Stop.
Wow.
Well, I guess you have to tell people because it's on a podcast, but it was not my favorite production that I had done.
What?
Wow.
No, and I remember my team was like, hey, Meg is cutting. We need stuff urgently. What idea should we send? Here's what we're thinking of sending. And my A&R, Katie, was like, I really want to send this beat, the beat to her. And I was like, don't send that one. I don't think that's not heavy enough for Meg. Like, let's send one of these ones. And she was like, no, I really believe in this. I think this is different. She doesn't have anything like this. Let's send this one. So I was like, okay, you can if you want.
Wow.
And then like a week later or so, they asked for the stems, or I had to change the tempo of it. Meg wrote it. And when we heard it, I was like, oh my God. So that one, I didn't know at all. I didn't.
Wow.
And so I think it's cool. Like, that's just, the universe is just going to surprise you sometimes. And I'm like, thank you. Because sometimes I think we know, and sometimes you just have to stay open to the fact that like there's going to be a surprise.
And you never know.
Yeah.
Never know. And even if things are not your personal favorite thing that day, that does not mean that it's not going to be wildly successful or find a great home or impact music culture. So like you can't really write off any of your ideas because it's like you co-create it with the universe and like let the universe cook. Like you don't know what's gonna happen.
Right. Well, shout out to you said Katie, right?
Katie.
Yes, shout out to Katie because without her we wouldn't have her.
Like exactly.
You wouldn't have her.
That's insane. Well, while we're on the topic of you obviously producing for all these other, female icons that we know and love.
Just like you.
Period. There we go. How is it different for you to produce for yourself rather than producing for Nikki or Megan? Like, it's crazy artists. How is it different when you're producing for yourself?
This goes into my next question.
Oh my God. Yes.
So I always joke that I'm like the worst producer in the sense, not that I'm bad at producing, but in the sense that I really like, I will not fully make a beat unless I like artistically am in line. Like, even though her beat wasn't my favorite, it was still like a Malibu Babie beat. Or I don't know if that makes any sense. So when I go to produce point blank, I'm just thinking, what is the dopest, most inspiring thing for me as a human? Like, what do I want to hear on the radio? And that's what I shoot to make. But I will say, if I'm intentionally producing for myself, it's changed a little bit in the sense that, like, for right now, I'm working on a project. I'll just kind of know when, like, I'll have a vision. So I see songs and like colors and like shapes.
Yes.
Not in front of my face, but like just in my mind.
Yes.
So I'll kind of have a vision of like, okay, this is what this era is. I want like metallic green, purple sounds, whatever that freaking means. I don't know. But I'll pull from a sonic palette. And so this is my first time being like super intentional with the sonic palette I'm pulling from. But when it's for myself, I just kind of know easier, I think. Because I'm not guessing, will they or will they not like it? I'm like, I like it. It's perfect. So I have a little bit more confidence in making decisions, I would say.
Huh.
No, I get what you mean by the colors. Like, I feel like as an artist and a singer and producer, all of that jazz, I do, like, when I hear things, especially music, I see the color. Like, I could tell you when you sing, your color that you give off, and like all different types of things like that. And like,
wait, what's my color?
Stop.
I'm nosy.
I have to hear you sing again. But no, like, literally, her new song is coming out. Your new song, it really, okay, to be honest, it's giving like a hot reddish pink. So you know, like a
That's the
hot
color
pink
I
can go
heard, like I saw when I was making it. We're
somewhere
so
in
interlinked.
line.
This
We're
is
in
You're
tune.
in
We're
crazy.
in
line. Yes.
There we go.
Okay, so what we're talking about right now really it segues. We love that word here. It segues. It segues into my next question that I had for you.
Okay.
So when you're creating songs for different artists, even for yourself, is there like do you switch vibes depending on what who that artist is, and do you like switch? Yeah, do you just switch vibes, switch the emotion or the input that you put in for the different types of artists or people?
For sure. So I think so this is where I sometimes joke that I'm like a bad producer, right? Because
Yes.
I'm like, I have to have my Malibu Baby stamp of Sonics on it. And
Yeah.
hopefully this doesn't lose me any work or anything. But I do have a hard time when they're like, we want you to come in and develop this sound. And I'm like, I've found my sound and I'm happy to share my sound with you. I'm happy to do
Right.
something collaborative together, but I can't really like, I'm not the girl who's going to go in and make a ballad acoustic record with somebody because I'm hired to do that. Like, I know that sounds weird, but for me, sonically, I'm like, my arrow's pointing this way. I want to bring energy. I want to bring fun. I want to bring impact and like hard hitting, glossy, high quality, hi fi sounds to the world. So I do vibe switch. Like if I know, okay, Dochi's looking for something. Ooh, I have this idea that would be cool for her. Feels very her. Or I have this idea that would be really cool for Espa or Lisa, Jenny, something in
Yeah.
that world.
Yes.
But it's all running through a filter of like, what would
Malibu Baby.
you do?
Yes,
Yes.
And
right.
that, which I will say, I will meet so many producers who don't have that filter, who can just chameleon and be like a great rock producer, a great hip hop producer. But I'm like, for me, I've been fortunate enough now. I feel like when people request to work with me, they are requesting cross genre, high energy, like that sonic filter that I will automatically apply because I can't not.
Right.
But yeah, so I do vibe switch, but I don't completely take it out of what would be natural to me, if that makes sense. Because I just
I
think that is
understand.
how Timbaland had such a sonic stamp, and you know one of his beats when you hear one. Or honestly, you know a Kanye beat when you hear one. I mean, not complicated person, but just from a music standpoint, like you could recognize a Pharrell or a Neptune's beat when you hear
Yes,
them.
you
Yes.
can. Yes, you
I'm like,
can.
I really love that. And I feel like that those are great examples of producers who were also artists who they had a thing. They just had a thing about them. And I love
No
that.
matter who they're working
Yeah.
for, it
Yeah.
always sounds like that specific producer. I
Exactly.
love that.
Yeah,
I
that
love
actually
that.
really ties in with my next question. It's
Yeah.
crazy how like same
We're
wavelength we're on right now.
As
Everything's
we
just
vibing.
flowing. Yes, we are. I was gonna ask, I mean, because you've worked across so many different genres, do you intentionally like do that to not stick in one specific box genre and like stereotype with that, or do you just do it because you can and because you're
love that
Malibu baby,
question.
you can?
Honestly, I'm just following the vibes. I'm
Okay.
just waking up and I just want to be great. And if that greatness takes me to do a remix for Sia, or if that greatness takes me or willingness wanting to be great encourages me to try something in K-pop, at the end of the day, I'm just a lover of music. And so I'm just following what feels exciting to me and that day in that space. And so honestly, nothing has been super intentional. I love high energy music. And I will say, I love working for females.
Period.
So, but you don't always pick what of yours is going to win. So that's why I always laugh when I look at things and I'm like, it seems to be shaping up that I'm working with like just female icons who I genuinely am a fan of and respect them. I'm like, thank you, universe, for making that happen because it's very on brand.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just chasing just what excites me, and I just try to make things that I think are cool, and I try not to stick in a box, which is hard. But that's something Quincy always says. He's like, know enough about every genre so you can use it how you need to. But you're gonna love his book because he does talk a lot about how like you shouldn't use genre as a qualifier. Just use it as like a helpful tidbit at the end when you're done creating to like help categorize it. But he's like, don't go into something and be like, today I'm gonna make a southern rap trap beat, or today I'm gonna go in and make a bubblegum pop record. Just go in and make something cool.
Right. There we go.
Just be free with it. Just be free. Like pull a little of this, a little of that. If you want to go all in one direction, cool, but just like chase what's exciting.
Yeah, no, that's honestly great advice that I'm gonna be taking with me. I'm so excited to read this book now.
All the advice that she's giving today is actually like connecting with me spiritually and like physically.
It's resonating
like, exactly as a producer and as an artist, just in general.
That makes me so happy. And here's a little tip for you that I also encourage. So I just started this literally 3 months ago, and it's creating some of my favorite creations. So especially when you start creating, you're going to start feeling like some pressure if you hit success with anything. You're like, oh God, I got to do it again. And like, you're going to automatically, subconsciously, you're just going to feel it. You're going to like kind of put yourself in a box, even if you're trying not to. So once a week, I set a timer for 3 hours on whatever day. It could be like nighttime, morning, whatever. And I do something, it's so cheesy, but I call it create. Like, like you create, but you just do whatever the hell you want. No pressure, no expectations. Like when you were a kid and you just, the first time you found an instrument and you made something because it made you happy, I've started redoing that for myself. And sometimes I'll just do really cool chords, or I'll dip into like a super hyper pop thing that I wanted to try. But normally I'm like, there's no projects that are using this sound, so what would I use it for? But I will say that in doing that for my own album, I go back through them. I don't listen to them until like a week later. I listen back through. I have found so much stuff in there that I'm now using that it feels way more inspiring, way cooler, way fresher. So I think it's a really good way to exercise your brain without limitation. So try it and let me know what you think.
Yeah, it's actually so crazy that you say that, because like 2 weeks ago, what I've been doing is every Friday I set a 1 hour timer and I try to write an entire song within that 1 hour to one of the beats that I've made throughout the week. And so far it's been working out really well. I've gotten like 7 like songs done, even like within that short amount of time. Like I didn't realize how fast I could just go.
Oh my gosh. And that's what's great, is you develop the ability to be able to do things, and then you build this confidence in yourself, like even if I don't feel like showing up, I can still be creative and I can get stuff done. Then you can go back and you can refine and get all in your creative, take your time feels with it. But there's something to be said with just like challenging yourself to do something, which is something that this book, have you guys heard of The Artist Way?
Yes, I saw Dochi recommend it, and that's on my list to read it.
Read it, read this book. It's 1 chapter a week, super light read. Read it in 10 minutes. The main challenge is every morning you journal for like 3 blank pages of whatever size journal. You just brain dump. And then that teaches you the discipline of like just showing up and being creative, even though the journaling for me was literally always a brain dump and it just made me feel more creative when I'd go to the studio. But it teaches you that like you can show up even when you're grumpy, you're not feeling good. And it just transforms the way that you approach creativity. And it's a life-changing book. Everyone should read this book.
Oh, you know what? Everyone. Yes, I shall.
1,000%.
Read this
Actually,
book.
She's writing it down, literally.
Honestly, you should do a girls make beats. Like everyone should do it. It's 12 weeks.
Yeah, like a little book club.
Yeah, a little book club.
That'd be good, because we have summer classes coming up for anybody listening to the podcast too. We just got to put this out there. We have summer classes. Sign up at www.girlsmakebeats.org. Let's promote that real quick. But
I know,
yeah, during
girls.
the summer courses, like we can even do like a little book club thing for those who want to join.
Exactly.
Yes.
After DJ practice.
Yeah, DJ production. We're doing everything. If you ever want to stop by, let us know.
Oh, I would love to stop by.
Yes.
Yes,
Let's set
please
it up.
do.
We'd love
Let's
to have you
do
here
it.
in the studio, talk to some of the girls.
Yes.
I will cry.
Oh,
I feel like I would.
yes.
Like you're such an inspiration to, I feel like, everyone, even if they don't know who it is behind the beat, who makes everything.
They
like,
love the music.
They love music.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank goodness.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all
And
you
like
can
we just
hope
love
for.
you.
Right. No, and that's something that I've learned too, especially after seeing the Michael movie. I
Oh
feel like
my
that
gosh.
really, I've seen it 12 times. I'm so
Literally,
obsessed with
I
it.
just watched it for the second time yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just, for 1 second,
Yeah.
talk about how incredible this movie was.
It
And
was so good.
I think collectively, I will say it changed my life. And I'm not trying to be dramatic.
It's so true.
I cried like 5 different times.
This is why I got the Quincy Jones book. But I think for me, what it did was when you see the dedication to the craft, and like the more I was diving into interviews of him, because after the movie, a level of obsession I didn't know I could have like was unleashed, because I didn't super grow up on Michael Jackson. So this for me, I just casually went with friends and I was like, whoa, excuse me, what? And so I started learning about him and Quincy, and they have such a purity of spirit surrounding their love for music that it reminded me of like why I got into it in the first place. And last week, after seeing the movie, I made some of the best art I've made in forever, because I really tried to approach it from like, how would Quincy approach this? How would Michael approach this? Can I incorporate some of what I've heard them say into my approach today? And it literally, like, all week, that's all I've been talking about.
Yes.
All I've been talking about.
Because like it's incredible. It's incredible.
And you guys will see this too. Like the older you get and the more you get out into the world, like don't lose your optimism or your purity of spirit of like love for the craft. Because you get surrounded with people, whether you do law or music or whatever, who it's like you would almost expect at higher levels that is more intact. But a lot of people, I think, they lose it, and they have a jadedness, or they lose the love. And I don't know how to explain it until you're there, and like years later you'll think of this moment maybe. Seeing the movie, I like saw in both Quincy and Michael, especially in later interviews and like reading the book and learning about them, I was like, oh my gosh, like that's how I feel. And it gave me permission to be like pure of heart about it and be like, I just freaking love music. And I don't want to pretend to be cool. I don't want to pretend to be anything I'm not. I just want to do this because I freaking love music, and I genuinely think music changes the world.
Yes.
I'm being told that that's cheesy or corny. Cool.
Yes.
There we go.
And I'm cheesy and corny.
Right. Speaking of like staying true to yourself, is there any advice that you would give to any younger girls who would like to be exactly like you, or like to some of the things that you do in the music industry, for staying true to themselves and like not looking at other people and trying to be exactly like them, by also having a little bit of themselves with what they do?
Oh my gosh. So this is a lifelong challenge I think all of us will face. And I wish I could say that I had it totally mastered and totally down, but I don't, and I'm still learning. And that's a big part of the like theme of my next project. But I think earlier when I was telling you guys the importance of pouring into yourself. So since I was a child, I mean, I have stacks and stacks of journals of just affirmations that I write down, which Michael did too in the movie.
Yes.
But I really am a big believer in, like, sounds cheesy, but if you believe it, you can achieve it. And really creepy, not creepy, but magical, just experiences where I've written stuff down, put it away in a journal, and then years later or whenever, those exact things that I wrote will come true. And so I'm so thankful to myself that I would take the 10 minutes every morning to write down who I was or going to be or am. And I would just take that time and subconsciously feed it into myself because I knew that the world was not going to be consistent in its messaging towards me. And
Yeah.
You know
thank
what?
God, I was like, we all need to make sure our voices are stronger than any external voice because it can get gnarly out there. It can get really freaking gnarly. And like, I wish I could protect all of my like young girlies from it, but it's like, you'll be okay, but it can get gnarly. And you know, the thing is those attacks on your self-confidence will come at times when you're not expecting them. And so I'm like, you have to guard yourself and like, you are that girl. You are.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's
Why not?
yes,
Why
Yeah.
shouldn't
exactly.
you achieve this? Why shouldn't you be that? Why can't you do it? What are the actual limits? Because there are none, except
There
for
are none.
what we believe is literally what we become. And so I think you have to take time every day to build yourself up and just create a foundation that is unshakable. Because then when you go through those tough times, that little voice inside your head will be like, no, you got this. And you'll trust her and you'll be like,
Yeah.
no, she's right. I'm not going to listen to this because it can get tough, but you can't lose yourself. It's very easy to. A
That
lot
is
of,
so
Yeah.
funny.
yeah.
Like, that's so funny that you say that because I read a quote today and it was like, the only limitations that you ever have are the ones that you set for yourself in your mind.
Yes. Like you are your own worst enemy, basically. So if
Exactly.
you're setting it up that way, then it's just going to continue to be that way. But if you shut that down, then it's done for.
It's
And you don't have to worry about it.
I say all the time, I wish that this was taught in school because
Yeah.
my mom taught me this from a young age and she built me up. She was my first cheerleader and I didn't question it. And subconsciously, it became a part of who I was. Thank goodness.
yes.
Like, God bless you, Kathy.
Thank you,
Like,
Kathy. Miss
thank you,
Kathy.
Kathy. But I look around at people who didn't have that and I hate to see the struggle because no matter what career we're in, we're gonna have valleys and peaks. And we can't let those external circumstances determine like internally our own worth. And it's so crazy. And you know what the thing is? It's not positive thinking, it's not woo woo. When you think positively and you affirm to yourself whatever you want to affirm to yourself, your brain actually scans your environment for opportunities that align with that. This is a real cognitive bias that we all have psychologically. So if you
Wow.
tell yourself, I am an incredible artist, I'm going to put out the most amazing album, I'm going to break records, or whatever your goals are, or this, you're going to start scanning your environment for opportunities, people, things that align with that. And you're going to take action to lead you in those directions because you're going to believe that those actions will be fruitful. Whereas if you're negative and you don't believe in yourself and the slightest comment on the internet can knock you down or whatever, you're
Yeah.
going, okay, I'll just give up and I'm not going to take any action.
Yeah.
Like talent gets you this far, but like believing in yourself and just persistence gets you this far. I swear.
Yeah, exactly. 1,000%. And I agree 100%. Well, since we were speaking about, like looking back
Yeah.
at other people's careers, how we're sitting here and talking about Quincy and Michael and all these other legends, what do you want people to like think or say when they think of you in, let's say, like 50 years? I know it's such a
Great
hard question to
Oh my
answer.
gosh.
Gosh.
But it's great.
It's
Holy
great.
cow. Honestly, I hope that they just say, oh my gosh, I've never really thought about this.
Yeah, take
Oh,
your time.
I hope that I can open the door for like the girls coming up behind it and like hold it open all the way.
Yes.
I hope
Yes.
that they would think that I was great at my craft and that I brought like positive energy through the music that changed the landscape of their lives. But I also hope, like, honestly, most importantly, that I was a good, kind, inspirational person. Probably my biggest anchor of why I do what I do is because I do want to inspire the females coming after me to know that they are limitless. Like in music, yes. And I hope that as a female producer, they can now know, okay, there's a female producer. She did not look like what people thought she would look like. She doesn't even talk or whatever look like what you would think she should be, but she's accomplished these great heights, and that encourages me to stay true to my unique self and stand in my own unique power and do my own thing. I hope people can get that in music, but also whatever path you want to do. Be it, I hope I can just inspire individualism and excellence and kindness.
Yes.
I love that. I love that answer.
Yeah.
I think it's time for our rapid fire segment.
I agree.
Okay.
No, get ready.
Get ready. We're gonna ask you, I think, a good 5 quick questions.
Shoot, I have a like so that way it's like go.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
You want to go back to
we could bounce back and forth. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, these are really they're not trick questions.
Okay.
So you're good.
Do you want to do your either
Sure.
or?
Okay. Who's your favorite artist of all time?
That is so hard.
Trick question.
All time, right? Well, can I just say one of my favorite artists?
Yes.
Yeah. Give multiple.
Okay, obviously you guys know Michael. We already talked about that. But Doja Cat.
Yes.
Really inspires me.
She's so dope.
Okay, next question. If you could work with any artist that you haven't worked with before,
dead
who would
or
it be?
alive. Dead or alive.
No, dead or alive. It doesn't matter.
Well, it honestly, right now, I think you both know it'd have to be Michael.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But if not Michael, Doja Cat?
Doja Cat.
So both.
I haven't worked with her yet. I feel like it just feels so right in my soul.
Yeah,
I feel like with the print and everything. Like,
I know.
I
feel like that
I'm
should
ready.
happen.
Yes.
I think we're manifesting it right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're speaking it out there.
Manifesting.
You know what's so funny is I was telling my cousin, because we listened to Jealous Type together when it came out, and I literally told my cousin, I was like, it sounds like Malibu Babie made this.
Stop.
I didn't, but I know the people who made it, and they are amazing.
Okay, period.
Just like you.
But
Rapid fire.
oh yeah, rapid.
Okay, yes. Okay. Do you have another one?
We're going back.
Okay, we're going back for the thing. Okay. What do you think is the most underrated city for music right now?
They are so hard. Underrated? Okay, I'm so not rapid. For music creation or like just music in general?
Anything. Either or.
I low-key feel like Austin, Texas. I don't know why I said it, but
okay.
Really?
Answer with your heart.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. What is one word that describes your music and your style right now?
Ooh.
One word.
Bounce.
Answer with the bounce.
Okay.
Bounce. Okay.
I like that. Okay.
Yes.
What's your favorite era of music?
Early 2000s.
Yes. Oh, that's the vibe that I'm going for with my project.
Wait, no. Oh, what's your favorite beat that you've ever made?
Oh.
Gorgeous by Katy Perry.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we totally forgot to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
Okay. I thought you would have said like something else. Okay.
Okay.
No, yeah.
What's a song that you love that you wish you produced?
Oh my God, just so many. That's
a good one.
How do I pick? Oh my God. Oh my God, this is so hard. My brain is shuffling through hundreds and I know it's supposed to be rapid and I can't.
No, don't even worry.
Okay.
We'll do like slightly rapid.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Can it be a throwback?
It can
be a throwback.
You guys, I'm in love with the stripper by T-Pain.
Yes.
Do you know how cool, like, the harmonies in that song are insane?
So good. It is so good.
I wish I was a part of something like that. Yeah.
What is your favorite era of music?
I just asked.
Oh, stop. Okay. What? Okay.
Same wavelength.
Same wavelength. Okay. Oh, okay. Perfect. What is like your most recent listen to genre that you're on right now?
Ooh. Oh my gosh. You guys aren't going to bet. I'm listening to old Hollywood orchestra music.
I've been listening to that.
See,
I feel like it's making a comeback. It's really good.
Okay, check out Hollywood Strings Orchestra. Obsessed. I'm listening to them every morning.
Oh, every morning.
It makes you feel like a star. I can't explain it. You're gonna feel like a star.
Yeah.
See, I don't know about you guys, but I've been listening to a lot of rock and metal recently and alternative music. Yeah.
Okay.
Fire.
A lot of Paramore. I love
Paramore.
And
Yeah.
It's all
Don't get
coming
me
to
started on
me.
Paramore. I know. I feel like recently I've been listening to a lot more like country, especially since the Billboard Women in Music Awards, which I saw you at, actually. I saw you there.
Oh, you should have come up and said
I
hi.
know. I really should have, because I don't know if you remember, but 2 years ago I was DJing and you
Yes.
and Vince were there and you guys were like hyping up my set the entire
Yes.
time. That made my entire day, by the
Oh
way.
my gosh. I remember that. Well, you guys were there this year. Somebody was
Yeah.
Yes, we
I
were.
couldn't see closely who it was, but I saw
Yeah.
Beats was there.
Yeah, there was a
Yes,
lot
we
of
were.
us there, but since Billboard, I've been listening to a lot more country because of Ella Langley,
She's
actually.
great.
She's so amazing. She's so talented. I love her music. And speaking of artists, what artist do you think is gonna blow up soon? Like who's like an underrated artist? Doesn't
Yes.
even have to be like
That's
super
perfect.
underrated, but like a newcomer artist.
Malibu Babie.
Okay, yes, but like we
Um,
listen to you all the time. Come on.
Grammys 2027. Yes.
2027.
It's so hard, but I will say there's a pop girl named Adele who I think is a total superstar. Check her out.
Yes.
Check
Okay.
out her live performances. She does these A, incredible vocals, B, she has such a unique live performance in that she dances her ass off, but not in your typical Britney Spears way. She uses point shoes because she was trained in Russia as a ballerina. Her
What?
performances, like I think she is a true artist and she
What?
is killing it and she's so sick.
Wow.
I feel like that's so
wait.
original.
That is really original.
Yes.
She's done a really good job of leaning into her identity and like I'm just excited to see what she does more of.
Okay. I have one last rapid fire question.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Since we're on the topic of artists and all that jazz and like different types of music, because this is a music podcast, of course. What is one type of way people are producing that you feel is so overplayed and overused?
This is a good one.
A type of people, like a type.
Like, no, a type of music per se, or a type of what's a word?
Like style of
Yeah,
production?
a style of production that you feel is so overused and cliche right now.
Oh my God, it's like scary to say because I'm like, I'll insult some of my peers.
No, this is the hear me out.
I will say this. It could just be me, but I'm really,
It's okay. Speak your mind.
No, I'm gonna switch my answer. I'm scared to say what I really think.
Hear me out.
Let me simplify it to this. Actually,
Okay.
because this would apply to multiple genres. I think people are getting really tired. This is my take. For a long time now, we've had overly simplified music. I'm talking like one melody bed. It's the same chords the whole way through the song. Super simple. And that can be in pop and hip hop. I think from what I'm picking up on just like in culture is that people are wanting to feel like musically elevated again. So I think we need to bring back the pre-chorus, which I was an advocate of cutting out for a while. So I went with the trend. But I think we need to bring back a nice chord change. Let's bring back a bridge.
Yes, bring back bridges.
Bring
back key changes even.
Yes, give me a little showmanship. I think right now, like the oversimplified stuff, which I do, honestly, I still make too. I just think it got so saturated, so overdone across genres that I'm like, we just need to like spice it up a bit.
Yeah. Well, before we close out, I do want to give you a quick little song recommendation. I honestly don't even remember what the song is called. I just know it's on Kehlani's new album.
Okay.
There's 4 key changes in one song.
Because that girl can sing. So
that girl can sing.
She's so good. Oh, absolutely. But yeah, now it's time to close out. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. We had such an amazing time.
This was an amazing interview, and we appreciate you so much for coming on.
Yes, and we picked up so many gems as well.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope they're helpful.
And 1,000%.
Thank you guys. And everyone who's listening, go sign up for their summer classes.
Yes.
Go support.
Yes.
It's an amazing organization, and all the girls are. Am I allowed to say what? I'm like, all the girls are badasses.
Yes,
For me too.
Yes.
We'll bleep it. We'll do something.
We can
We'll
bleep
bleep
it.
We'll make it work. But also, real quick before we close out, do you have any upcoming projects that you want people to look out for, where they can find you?
Yes.
Give us the rundown.
I'm at Malibu Babie on all socials, and I am working on a new project, and I have some releases coming out with various artists. So just follow me there, and then you'll get all of it in one place.
Perfect. There we go. And
Sparkle.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Boom.
you can
Okay.
first.
You can find me on all social media platforms at msmooches, which is MSMOOCHES. Stay tuned. I have some music coming out in July, and I'm also working on an album, so stay tuned for that as well. I'm gonna pass the mic right over to my sis.
As you guys know, I am MAK10. You can follow me on all platforms at Katsumika143. And you can see me DJing and hyping up my crowd everywhere I go.
Yes. And you can follow Girls Make Beats. Wait, what were you gonna say? Were you talking stuff? Yeah, there we go. Okay,
always,
you can follow Girls Make Beats on all social media platforms. And make sure you guys go check out the website, which is www.girlsmakebeats.org. Boom.